Hey guys, what is up? This is Cody, or xCodeh. How's it going today? Hopefully everybody watching this video is having yourself a snazzy day. Let me know in the comments down below where you're watching the video from, inside or outside of the United States. Always love to know. On today's video, I'm telling you guys a story about one of the crazy times where we got caught by the police. It was one of the times where I was with a bunch of friends. We had this group of friends. Shane was in this group. I know a lot of you guys always ask about Shane. There's a period of time where me and a group of friends would go to this website that had all like the really haunted places in Connecticut. We were trying to go down the list, go to all of them. I was sitting there with my camera trying to make a video, trying to get the first ghost ever caught on film. It was a lot of fun, man. I really miss doing this kind of stuff. It's kind of unfortunate because Connecticut likes to board up and demolish a lot of the abandoned buildings. They're hard to find, man. And when you do find them, there's usually like, people living in them. So it's difficult. And on this list was a really haunted cemetery that was kind of close to another one that we had already been to. So as me, Shane, and a couple other friends were driving around, have absolutely nothing to do. It's probably midnight, 1 in the morning, and I'm just scrolling down the list on my phone of just places to go. And I find this cemetery with a bunch of people on it that have like outrageous stories. They're driving down the road past the cemetery and a rock comes and smashes through their windshield. They're driving past and they see a bunch of ghosts in the cemetery. It's like crazy stories. But on the list, this is one of the most haunted. So, we were a little excited about it. We're a little hyped. So we decided on the destination. We ventured all the way over there. It was like an extremely long drive. But once we got into the area, the vibe just got real dark. It got real scary, like a horror movie. Straight up like a horror movie, because the cemetery we had been to previously that was kind of near this place, that was like kind of off of a main road, and then it was like a dirt road to the cemetery. That was kind of scary enough. But the cemetery that we're going to today is like kind of past that dirt road, and then you got to go down this other long, windy road. And I don't know if this town that we were in just can't afford streetlights, but there was zero. There was absolutely none of them, except right past the cemetery at kind of like an intersection. There was one streetlight illuminating like basically nothing. It was one of those really old streetlights that are like yellow and kind of blinking every 3 seconds. You know what I'm talking about? The old streetlights had a vibe to them, man. Either way, what I'm trying to explain is this place was basically a ghost town, no pun intended. Like there was just no houses, no buildings. It was just long roads, and there was just this random cemetery. So we roll up to the cemetery. I'm all excited, got my camera all set up and everything, got the tripod up. So we're walking up to the cemetery. And I'll be honest with you, it didn't look that scary. There wasn't really much to it. It was like a really, really old school cemetery. There wasn't like a lot of like giant gravestones or just like the big square. What are those called, dude? Like some rich people have like fucking monuments in graveyards. You know what I'm talking about? Like those big buildings. There was none of that. It was just like kind of little stones in the ground that were engraved. And we're probably like 5, 10, 15 feet into this cemetery. I'm just whipping out my camera to make the part 1, and I see a light out of the corner of my eye. I look over. I look right at the intersection where that one street light is, and I look over and I just see a car kind of slowly coming up. And I tell my friends, I'm like, yo, look at this car. And it just kind of stops, like it's making a decision whether or not it's going to turn in or not. Look a little closer. What do I see? I see the one thing that as soon as you see it, the fun's over. Fun time has come to an end. I see the light rack right on top of the car. It's got the SUV shape to it. It's only a shadow with lights at the end of it at this point, because there's like barely any light. And then we see the car pull in. We know the fun's over. And I look at all my friends and I'm like, oh shit, yo, I think that's the cop. Getting a little bit closer and closer to my friend's car where I had it parked. And then at that point, it was clear as day. You could see the police right on the side of it and everything. And we look at all my friends. We're panicked. We're fucking freaking out. We're trespassing in the cemetery at like fucking 1:30, 2 in the morning at this point. And I had this split-second decision making to make in my head. And I look at all my friends and I'm like, yo, run to the back of the cemetery. It's the only thing I can think to do. I mean, what else are we going to do? Just give up? Be like, yo, what's up, dude? We're trespassing. We run all the way to the back of the cemetery, and there's like conveniently like 4 or 5 different trees that were just planted in the back. We each get behind the trees. I'm sitting there ghillie mode, Call of Duty style, prone, sitting behind the tree like oh shit, what's going on here? And I look at all my friends. There's like a couple people stacked behind one of the trees next to me. And I'm just sitting on the ground on my stomach, freaking out, have absolutely no idea how this situation's gonna unfold. And I remember looking behind me and hearing like noise in the woods behind me. And I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? And I asked my friend, like, dude, what's that noise behind us? Is there an animal or something? What the fuck? He's like, nah, dude, that dude just ran in the woods. One of the people I was with just fucking jumped over the back of the cemetery wall and just fucking booked it in the woods. And then I realized on the way to the graveyard to make this video, to do this exploring, he had explained to us that he cannot be caught by police or anything like that because he was on probation. So this dude just fucking booked it straight in the woods. He was all the way in the woods. I'm sitting there freaking the fuck out because I realized something, like, if we get caught right now, I'm not going to get in trouble, but my friend that just ran in the woods, he's going to get fucked. He's going to go to jail. So I'm fucking freaking out. I looked at all my friends. I have no idea what the fuck to do. And my homie's girlfriend was like kind of next to me right on the tree. And she's like talking at a normal volume, like yelling like, yo, what do we do? What do we do? And I look over and I'm like, yo, please shut the fuck up. And then everybody's silent. We're just sitting there waiting by the tree, just on our stomachs. And I'm looking around and I hear the cop car doors shut. I hear them get out, and I just see flashlights scanning across the graveyard. My heart is fucking racing. I'm looking at all my friends. They got the same looks on their face, like they have no idea what the fuck's going on. This is such a shitty situation, and it's just the cop lights going back and forth. We hear their voices get a little, they're just talking, getting a little bit closer. I'm just like praying that they're like, all right, nobody here, we checked. Okay, time to get back in our car and leave. No. They probably got a good 10, 15 feet away in the graveyard. They got about 10, 15 feet away from us. And they're just like, all right, guys, come on, let's go. I don't think they saw us, though, because they had the flashlight out and they were kind of going around, but they didn't focus on any of us. They're like, all right, come on, guys, you back there? Who's back there? And I look at all my friends. They all look back at me. And the sign of defeat was in the building. It was time. It was time to just let it up. There's no hope. We were cornered in the back of the cemetery, in the middle of the dirt. It was pretty fucking cold outside. 3 in the morning. What are we gonna do? Huh? A car's out there with a police officer. So I'm like, all right, guys. All right, let's do it. We stand up, and we're like, hey, how's it going? And the cop looked at the camera in my hand, and he's like, are you guys making a YouTube video or something out here? And we're like, yeah, we're just trying to catch some ghosts on film. We heard it's haunted and everything, and they're like, oh, yeah. We catch some kids out here every couple months trying to make some videos or something. We're like, what? So we just kind of like laugh back and forth about how, yeah, we were just trying to make a cool YouTube video. And he didn't really ask us why we were hiding or anything. We just kind of started walking back towards the car, and then he asked us for our IDs, did the whole fucking cop thing. And then he just explains to us how, like, it's trespassing, you're not allowed to be here past sunset. We shouldn't really even be here at all, to be honest with you. Because, like, why you gotta walk through a graveyard? Like, what's the thrill in that, huh? Disrespecting dead people? Like, come on, dog. And he tells us to leave, basically, just leave. So we walk back towards the car, and we all hop in, and I'm like, yo, we're forgetting something here. Dude, the homie's still in the woods. Yo, he's on probation in the fucking woods right now. We're like hours away from where we live. Dude, we gotta go get him. So we're sitting in the car, and we're just like, all right, who's gonna go do it? Who's gonna go tell the police officer right now? Who's doing it? Who the fuck is doing it? And guess who did it? MVP of the day, Shane, volunteers right away. He's like, all right, I'll do it. No problem, dude. I got you. So we're just sitting in the car, and I'm just looking out the back window like, dude, this is gonna be funny as fuck. Not funny for my homie in the woods, just funny because Shane has to go and do this. So we're just sitting in the back watching Shane slowly walk up to the cops, and they get out of the car. Like, as soon as he walks up to them. What are we doing? Like, they told us to leave, we're getting away scotch-free. Now we're stopping the car, getting out of it, and going back to talk to them. I don't think they were happy at this point. But we just see them talk for like 5 minutes, and then I just see them start walking towards the graveyard with their flashlights out. I'm like, I'm really nervous. I'm really fucking nervous that my friend is going to get in trouble because he's on probation. Maybe he's not supposed to be out this late. Maybe he's not supposed to be away from home. I don't know the situation. They go all the way into the back, and I see them calling out to my friend, and you just see him kind of like drag himself out of the woods. His clothes are all fucked up. He had been laying on the ground in like wet dirt, so his clothes were all fucked up. And I see them talk for like another 5-10 minutes, and they all just come back to the car. It was okay. The cops were chill, I guess. I guess Shane, when he went to go talk to them, like, they really liked him for some reason. And, like, he diffused the situation. The cops asked my friend for the ID with the probation, but he said he just didn't have it. And I guess they just believed him. Let him go. I don't know if he gave a fake name or what, but I don't even know if they ran his name, but he got away with it. He just got back to the car and said he was just scared of police. It could have gone so bad. I think my friend was on probation. He got caught up with some wax or something, and they gave him like 2 years probation or some crazy shit. As soon as we got back to the car, everybody was laughing and it was a really good time. But I'll absolutely never ever forget having a police officer saying, "All right, guys, it's all right. Just leave. Don't come back here." We all get back into the car, and I'm like, "Yo, we're forgetting somebody here. This dude's in the woods." Almost left my friend 3 in the morning on probation in the middle of the woods in a haunted cemetery. But hey, it was a good time. Everybody got away. I cannot complain. Now I'm sure you're wondering, Cody, listen, did you ever catch any ghosts on film? And I'll tell you one thing. I caught something that looks like a ghost, but a lot of people didn't think it was a ghost. I made a whole video about it. Didn't do that well. Nobody really believed me. But listen. It was at a different cemetery, the #1 most haunted in Connecticut, apparently. It was in a completely different cemetery than the story that I just told you. And I had a GoPro out, so not the best camera for this low light videos, for sure. Definitely not the best camera for that. Especially then, man. I think I had one of the really old ones, but either way, we were just walking through the graveyard. I had the GoPro out, chilling, and I swear, I have the GIF. I found it. I wanted to have it ready for this video to show you guys. The camera just panned over this gravestone, and it looks like half of like a fireman or something, like a fireman's uniform, just floats above the gravestone and floats up and disappears in the air. Check it out. Now listen. Obviously, it probably wasn't a ghost. I don't know what it was. A lot of people said it was a skateboard or something. We didn't have any skateboards that day, but nice try. I remember making my first ever YouTube account and like some of the most viral videos on the platform, and Google Video back in the day, if anybody remembers that. I feel like an old man even saying those words. Ghosts caught on film and like fake ghost videos, that was like top of the platform content. Those were some of the most viewed videos ever. You know, maybe I did catch one, okay? So here you go. Look at it again. Do you guys believe in ghosts? Put it in the comments. Let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed today's life story commentary, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting me on Patreon. The support has really been helping me out, and I've been having a lot of fun making those videos. I went to the dispensary and got a whole bunch of new strains to try out, and one of the legendary strains that I'm always talking about in old stories, Death Star. I had a pre-roll of that, and it was just fantastic. There'll be a link in the description for more information. Thank you for spending the time out of your day to watch my video. I really hope to see you guys in the next video. Follow my cat on Instagram. It's very important. Stay high, stay lifted, and stay snazzy. Peace.